What up, Timmy's here. For anybody who remembers the iconic 80s film Little Shop of Horrors, you might not also know that that's technically a remake. Like, when people say, like, talk poo poo about remakes and all, Little Shop of Horror from, the one with Rick Moranis, Steve Martin, and all, that's technically a remake of a Roger Corman film. But looks like the Roger Corman one is actually getting more of a remake here. This, of course, comes from Deadline, stating that director Joe Dante, who you might remember directed Gremlins, has been tapped to direct a reimagining of Little Shop of Horrors titled Little Shop of Halloween Horrors. Dante has signed on to direct the film, which is a new reimagining of Little Shop of Horrors that is intended to jumpstart a new franchise. Roger Corman, some of his credits includes the likes of The Howling from 1981, obviously Gremlins, The Burbs, which you guys never seen The Burbs, but Tom Hanks, really good one there. He did Small Soldiers, which is a fan favorite of mine. Looney Tunes Back in Action. Although he hasn't really directed a film um since that movie he did with Anton Yelchin in it, called Bury the X, I think it was called. Joe Dante films. Actually, his let me see. Joe Dante wiki. Yeah, it's been a while since he's actually directed. He also did Explorers, which is a really good one. Airspace, Manatee. I mean, he also directed the original Piranha from 1978. Who remembers that one? Um, I think filmography. All right. Yeah, his last movie was Burying the X with he directed like a segment of Nightmare Cinema. But his last feature film was Sparing the X, which had Anton Yasha, which not a bad little film right there. He also directed like most couple years directed episodes of MacGyver, Legend Small. So it's been a while since he's actually put out something. Uh, Now, if you guys don't know much about this Little Shop of Horrors, Halloween Horrors is being written by Charles S. Haas, who also scripted Gremlins 2. Now, here's the synopsis about this. Seymour Crowburn, played by the original was played by Jonathan Hayes, who of course will be played by Rick Moranis. Works in the Skid Row flower shop owned by Mr. Moshner. In his spare time, Seymour creates a new plant species he names Aubrey Jr. in honors of his girlfriend Audrey. Audrey Jr. Begins speaking and demands should be fed human blood and flesh, convincing Seymour to kill a railroad detective. So yeah, I mean, I don't actually remember the Roger Corman one, but obviously, whenever I think of Little Shop of Horrors, I always go back to the one with with Rick Moranis. I mean, if you guys have never seen the Rick Moranis Little Shop of Horrors, it's definitely one of the most iconic musical horror comedies of the '80s. You know, it had like I believe John Candy was in that. Yeah, Steve Martin, Ellen Green. I mean, some iconic songs. But this is not going to be a remake of that. This is actually going to be more a remake of the Roger Corman one. Because I know they were actually trying to get a remake of the Rick Moranis one off the ground for years. Like, I remember hearing words about, like, Taron Egerton was supposed to star in that. Chris Evans was supposed to play Steve Martin role. I don't know whatever happened to that one. But hey, maybe this could be cool. I mean, it's been a while since Joe Dante directed something. Come on, he also did Looney Tunes Back in Action, which is a masterpiece. I don't care what anyone says. So hopefully this could maybe a good one. Who knows? Who they can get you start is beyond me, but what should I say? Anyway, let me let you guys. What are your thoughts on a new take on the Roger Corman version of Little Shop of Horrors being in the work with director Joe Dante attached? You know, have you ever like which Little Shop of Horrors ones you prefer? Do you prefer the Roger Corman one or the one with Rick Moranis in it? Are you even interested in seeing a new Little Shop of Horrors? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Tim Retire.